this meeting just in case you miss any parts.
This call is now being recorded.
All right, thank you very much. So why are we here today? Today we are here for one of our project consultants. His name is Bayonle. He was the one that spoke just a couple of minutes ago. And what we are going to be discussing today is the data science project that was worked on titled AI-driven breast cancer detection and diagnosis. He's going to be in a better position to give us a step-by-step breakdown of what the project was about, how they achieved it, and next steps, and so on and so forth, as a data scientist would think. But let me do a quick and brief, sorry, tautology. Let me do a brief introduction about Amdari, who we are and what we do. So Amdari is a platform that helps tech enthusiasts, tech professionals gain real life work experience, international work experience that can enable them to get a job in whatever country that they are in. So what do I mean? We discovered that there are quite a number of people that have theoretical knowledge about different kind of fields in data analysis, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC analysis, ethical hacking, GRC, project management. Meanwhile, they've taken all of these courses on Coursera, Allison, and so on and so forth like that. But they lack the real life experience in order for them to be able to get a real job. What do I mean? None of these platform teaches you how to tailor your CV to match job descriptions as a project management. What does your CV need as a data analyst? What does your CV need as a data scientist? None of this platform gives you real life work projects to work on, or projects that have given some companies serious headaches, that have saved some companies thousands and thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars. That is what Amdari decided that this is a very big opportunity in order for us to be able to help people, and we have been trying to help people get real life work experience through internship. That is the brief of what Amdari does. So who am I? My name is Olumide. I am a growth marketing manager and growth marketing specialist at Amdari. I currently lead the growth and the sales team. I currently lead the growth and sales team in Amdari. I have been in marketing. I've been into media buying, growth, and marketing for the last 5 years. Basically, I help businesses scale. I help them achieve their sales targets. So, and I have had over a proven track record of trying to help businesses, get or achieve what they want in the global market space. And that is what I'm currently doing for Amdari. What am I doing here today? I am here because I quite have a passion to help people who are transitioning into tech, to help them reach their next level in terms of getting a job, because I was once in that shoe of just sending out applications. It took me years in order for me to be able to figure out, or somebody to take a gamble on me and another person taking a gamble on me, in order for me to be able to filter the art, in order for me to be able to achieve some level of competence, or get some level of opportunities in the global market. Meanwhile, you discover that a brand like Amdari, or a company like Amdari, has already figured that out through the founders who have also worked the journey, and many people associated the company with Amdari that have also worked through many immigrants' shoes, and they have been able to compile years of experience into one program that can enable anybody that takes our program to get real work experience that can transition them into jobs in the global market space. So many of the three categories of people try to that we cater to are in these three people, right? Many of the people that our programs are for are recent graduates. Let's say, for example, you've just done your master's, and now what next, right? You have your postgraduate work permits, and so on and so forth. You have your what's it called? You're pursuing PR, you're pursuing different kind of things. but you need a job that can enable you to sustain or to recover the amount that you have spent in order for you to be able to even travel to the UK or Canada in order for you to be able to get a master's. You need a good job. Meanwhile, the global market space when it comes to tech moves very fast. There are different kind of AI tools and tech tools that are coming out every day. You are beginning to feel overwhelmed by all of the information. You can't begin to filter this. There's this tool, there's that tool. When you open a YouTube channel, before you finish watching a video, you've seen another video by the side on something similar that has thousands of comments and so on and so forth. So you are unable to be able to have a structured path for you to be able to grow your career professionally, to know where should you really focus on. That's what Amdari is trying to offer you. You're a graduate, you have sent out thousands and thousands and thousands of applications, but despite these thousands of applications, you are unable to land interviews. And even when you land interviews, you don't get to the next stage of the interview. It's a constant struggle. You have so many opportunities in your DM that if you have even opened a different email for job application, so that you know you are just waiting for that one congratulations that change everything. And sometimes the difference between you getting that congratulations or something that changes everything is the information that you don't have, which is that information that Amdari asked for you today and every other day when you join our program. So now I'm going to hand over to Bayonle to present the project that they've worked on and just take us through the project, and then we circle back to come and talk about Amdari in full. Hi, Bayonle, are you there?
Yes, I'm very much there. Thank you very much, Olumide. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bayonle Dauda, and I'm a consultant for Amdari. And I began working with Amdari a couple of months back. And I can tell you categorically that I've executed multiples of projects, and that has exposed me to a lot of things that is quite that one should be expecting out there. Most of the projects we've actually worked on, they are more a real life project that has given me a kind of that has given me more confidence, having stepped out there to be able to do what I've been trying to do right now. So without further ado, I will begin sharing my screen. One moment, please. Please, if you all can see my screen, I want a thumbs up. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right, so the project I'll be talking to you about tonight is a high-power breast cancer detection model. So what about this project? This project, I would say this project is not, it's mainly to assist the pathologists. Who are the pathologists? Pathologists are a set of medical practitioners that examines patients, that deals with any cancer related, especially breast cancer related issue. So what they do most of the time is like examine a patient's tissues and determine whether the person is whether the tissues is cancerous or benign or not cancerous. So I'll be walking you through this project, and the first thing that we need to talk about is the bottlenecks, the challenge behind this. What are the exact challenge the pathologists are facing that actually warrants this project? Just like I said, this model is being developed not to take away their jobs, but rather to enhance, rather to give them a kind of, to make them more efficient in their day in, day out activities. So some of the challenges being faced by pathologists that actually brought about this project is high workload and case volumes. You can imagine, on the average, a single pathologist review up to 2,000 slides of images on a monthly basis, and you see how much that is. It's a lot to review. And in each of these slides, there are so many images within it that the pathologists will need to go through one after the other. And with this alone, it creates a kind of pressure on them. So, and this model, what this model will do is that this model will take some of these images and examine it and present a result for pathologists to eventually review, because no matter how we do it, we still need the profession, the experience of pathologists to come in and take a decision on it. And also, if you are doing it manually, if pathologists is to be reviewing all these images manually, it takes a long time for them to come to a conclusion on one particular patient. And you can imagine where you have, especially in a very huge hospital, where they have loads of patients. So they tend to have a backlogs. And with the development of this model, we are trying to mitigate some of these issues. And also another thing that serves as that we can consider as a challenge for the pathologist as is a fatigue related error. You can imagine when you're reviewing a lot of images, fatigue tends to come in, and as a result, you can make mistakes. But with the model can easily come up with, within a seconds, can come up with a matter of results for you. So, and also high cost, because when you're doing that, you might require to get more staffs, get overtime, paying staffs and overtime and stuff like that. So going forward, the process we took while executing this project, the first thing that we did was to inject our data. We downloaded our data, the data we'll be using for this project, the data that we use for this project, we downloaded it from Kaggle. So we downloaded the data, inject it into our Google Colab environment. We deployed the use of Google Colab because of the GPU that it has. The resources we have on our local machines, being the fact that we are dealing with a quite amount of images, will not be enough or could be dragging at some point. Hence the reason why we deploy the use of Google Colab. With the Google Colab comes with a lot of high capacity of memories that could actually have enough space to be able to accommodate whatever image we are throwing at it. The first step is okay, inject data into our Google Colab environment. After we do that, then we then structure the data, because downloading the data is something. The data we downloaded wasn't really a structured data. So we have to find a way to make sure the data is structured. And you can see the data was further organized into a more structured approach with the following variables: the file path, the slide ID, the subpath, the subtype, magnification, and label. So this will eventually ensure that our data is well arranged, well structured, before we can further go ahead and fill it into the model we are trying to build with. And the next step is to conduct an exploratory data analysis. Once you have your data, as a data scientist, the next thing is to examine your data and see whether there are irregularities within the data. You're having a data refresh. As a data scientist, our job is to go in there and see what we can do to ensure the integrity of the data. If need be, wherever we need to clean the data, we clean the data. And wherever we need to conduct probably a feature engineering to further introduce more features into the data in order for the model to perform, model to perform to the optimal level. So we tend to do that within this exploratory data analysis as well. And exploratory data analysis is an aspect that also uncovers a lot of patterns with our data. We tend to see a lot of patterns with our data, like what we are looking at right now. We are looking at the label distributions of the data, and we can clearly see here that we have a high amount of malignant compared with the benign cases. So with this, if we are to feed this into our model, definitely in a way, the model could be biased. The model could learn more from malignant rather than also learning from benign. So what do we need to do at this point? We have to do what is called upsampling. I wouldn't want to bore us with a lot of technical jargons, but in our own terms, we call it upsampling, just to like ensure that the data is well balanced. The model can learn from both the classification, both the malignant classification and also the benign classification. And moving on, after there are a lot of things to do within exploratory data analysis. I just had to like shorten it so that's not to take too much of our time. And we move on to data preprocessing. Data preprocessing is a step that we have to do before we eventually feed the model into we eventually feed the model for training. So, and one of the things that we do in data preprocessing is data splitting. You have your raw data and you have to split your data in, sometimes it's quite subjective, but personally for me, I do split my data into training mode, validation, and also testing. This, in a way, allows the model to perform to an optimal level. You know, when you have a training set of data, you have a data to validate what the model has been trained with, then a data is being reserved to eventually test the model to see how well the model is performing. So that is what that is talking about. And also patches extraction. This is one of the things. I forgot to have actually run us through how pathologists actually conduct their work. A patient comes in and they take the sample of the patients, they take it to the lab. Samples mean different images. They get they capture different images of the patient, and that is what is called a kind of a slide. A slide. So a slide consists of different various images of a particular patient. So these images is further broken down into patches. Take for example, you have a very huge amount of image. And if a pathology are to be looking at that image alone, sometimes they might not be able to see into details. They might not be able to see details into the patterns of that image. So what the system will do for us, what patches means is that patches is going to break those images into smaller version. Like what we are saying here, we have patch 1, we have patch 2, up to patch 6. It's just a single image that the system has come up with to break it further down into 6. And that will now allow the model to focus on one particular image at a time, see the pattern of that image, go to the next one, see the pattern of the image, and eventually make a prediction out of this image. So what that is doing is just like, okay, taking an image and then break the image into a smaller patches. And after the model has been preprocessed, we have a lot of libraries that we use in preprocessing our data, like scikit-learn. There are loads of them. However, after that, we move on to model training. Model training, this is where we this is where we feed our data into the model. And before we do that, because of this project, what we did was that we deployed the use of ResNet 50 model. And what ResNet 50 model does, ResNet 50 model is a pre-trained model that has been trained with various images. It's a classification image training model, and it has been trained with multiple millions of images. So what we just need to do, what we are doing is like feeding our data. What we did was to fill in our data into this ResNet model to further predict what the outcome will be. But before we do that, we have to augment, there are set standards to which our images must meet before we can feed it into the ResNet model. And the first one is setting up a data pipeline to resize the image, to normalize the image. Resizing the image means cutting the image down to 224 by 224. If you're having an image, a sample image that is of different size to 224 by 224, what the model, what this step would do is to resize it to 224 by 224 for ResNet model to be able to accept and be able to process it, and also to normalize. Normalization means if the image needs to be brightened a little bit, and these are the things that this step will eventually achieve for us. And also the augmentation in terms of the model takes it, augment it, sometimes we change the direction of the image, rotate it in a kind of just for it to be able to learn from them. We then feed it into the ResNet 15 model for us to train it with, and also load the best. Once that is done, the next thing we did was to load the best performing model. We did load the best performing model in the sense that as we were training the model, the model is capturing at every point in time the best performing model, and wherever we have the best performing model, it is being picked and it is being saved somewhere for us to eventually deploy it in the production environment. And after the model has been trained, we have to evaluate the model to see how well the model has performed. So evaluating the model on image and slide level. Now, like I said, images are captured for different patients. Each slide represents a particular patient. However, we could actually evaluate at image level as well. We can take the old slide of a patient and evaluate at once, and also we can also evaluate at image level. We can also evaluate image by image. So what we need to do, the step we need to take is to load the performing data, the best performing model, load it into our system. After we loaded that, we load the saved model for final evaluation. The following metrics: how do we determine how our model is performing? There are metrics that we use, especially for classification model like this, that we have to determine whether the patient is cancerous or not cancerous, malignant or benign. So we have accuracy, we have precision, we have recall, we have F1 score. But because of this particular project, and the sensitive of how the malignant, the cancerous is, the recall is being considered as the best option to focus on, because the recall talks about focusing more or capturing more of not missing out. When we use recall to ensure that the model does not miss out on the malignant, on cancerous cases, because it is quite detrimental if the model should miss out on the cancerous cases. It is a bit okay if the model predicts somebody is cancerous, however, the person is not cancerous, but it's way more dangerous. It's way more detrimental for the model to predict not cancerous, however, when the person is cancerous. So hence the reason why we focus more on recall. The recall will determine, with a higher recall, it shows our model is performing exceptionally well. And this is where we deploy our model to the production environment. And lastly, the final outputs. After the model has been deployed to the production environment, we use tools like Railway to deploy our model to the production environment. And a URL will be generated for this. URL was generated. So what I'll be doing now is to show us, to demonstrate what I've talked about so far. So going to our URL now. copy this. Okay, I can easily go over here. Okay. Here is the application. Here is the model that we have built so far. And looking at this model, like I said, we can evaluate on image or slide level. Well, let's try as much as possible. Let's try as first to evaluate on image level. So we come in here to upload our image. Let me clear this first. Now we have gotten two classes, benign and malignant. Now let's go into any of this to ensure how our model is performing, to ensure how our model is doing, whether our model is doing right or not. So I'm going to pick one of this. What we are trying to do now is evaluating on an image level. So picking one of this image, these are the tissues. These are tissues that the pathologists tend to examine on a daily basis. So what the model does is that it picks any of this image and evaluates it within a matter of seconds and tells us whether the tissue is malignant or benign. So it's coming up with a response, as you can see, and it's telling us, if you look at this analysis results, it's telling us that we have a single patch over here, and the patch is benign. It's benign, and it's giving us the average confidence. Average confidence means, okay, how sure the model is that this is a benign case. This is not cancerous case. However, we can also do a multiple image. We can have up to 2 or 3 or 4 images simultaneously to examine, and the model will determine what the outcome is with the analysis results for us to have a look at. Because it's a multiple image, it's taking a bit of time to come up with an output. Let's give it more time. Check my network is by. What the model is trying to okay, it has come up with its analysis summary. So we could see that because I picked from benign cases, it's predicted correctly that all the tissues that I have here, they are all benign, and it gave a detailed analysis report for each of them. The first tissue, the first image, the model is critically telling us that this is a confidence, 64% confidence level, that this is a benign case. And the same goes for the rest of them. The confidence scores are quite attached for pathologists to be able to review and see, okay, this is quite good to go with. However, like I said, we can also we can get images for us to see how well the model is performing. Let's try as much as possible to get images from different classification. Most likely get an image from a Benin, and also get an what I'm trying to do is to get an image from a beginning and also get an image from a malignant to see how well the model will predict, whether the model will be able to differentiate and predict correctly. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put another image there. This second image is being picked from the other classification, which is malignant. The first one was picked from Benin. So I want to analyze these two images together now to see how well my model is doing. If my model goes ahead and predicts the other one to be malignant, it shows the model is working perfectly. It's working at the optimal level. Like I said, the model is not here to take away the pathologist's job, but rather to further enhance what they do on the day-to-day basis. You can imagine when you have various, you can see the result that we have here. It's telling us that one of the images is Benin and the other one is malignant, which shows that our model is performing quite well, and it shows the confidence level of each of these images. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. So I would know if you have any question, then I'm here. Over to you, Olumide.
All right, thank you so much, Bayonle. Does anybody have any question? Let me unmute everybody now in case you have a question. You can raise up your hand and then I call you. Anyone with any question?
There's a question on the chat. You can read the chat.
Oh, okay. But someone is asking, the app website, was it built by you?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. As a data scientist, these are some of the things, you know, the field is revolving every day. And as a data scientist, and I quite appreciate what Amdari and Analytics has actually inculcated some of us. We've been exposed to a lot of things and what is for us to expect out there. This application you're looking at is being built by me. And even though if you look at it, somebody might say, okay, this should be the work of data engineer, or the deployment from the beginning of the model to the deployment phase, from the data injection to the deployment phase. I did this all through, and it is from the experiences I've gained from Amdari, because if I'm telling you, a couple of months back, this is not something I can't even think that it's not something I can boldly say. It's something I don't even have the courage to say, I want to go ahead and do this. But this was done by me. And I can tell you, I have another one in the pipeline that is going to come into deployment very soon. So these are some of the things that, as a data scientist, we are being groomed. We are being groomed to be able to do. So I don't know whether that answered the question.
Hi, Sean, you also ask a question.
No, it's not really a question. So yes, well done, Bayonle. I think that was a very, very lovely presentation. For those that were around yesterday, I did a brief on this project, but you could see someone that actually worked on it from end to end was able to do much better justice, going through. So what I was even going to point out was that if you look at his screen, right, you can see different apps opening, right? You can see there's command line. There's also an IDE on the screen. So that's on his Windows tab. You can see cursor.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there's one that has this dolphin symbol. That's called Docker.
Yes,
And you can
Docker.
see also ChatGPT as well. So it
Yes.
shows you how he was able to do everything full stack, from ingesting the data to having to deploy it using what they call a container and being able to build an app using Cursor as well. So it's a full-scale project. So like you mentioned, the job market is becoming more skilled. So they want people who can do things on their own, full stack, right? They don't want you to be able to, okay, I need a software engineer to do this, I need a UI. If you can do everything on your own full stack, you will be much, much employable, right? So we try to expose you to tools also outside of what you would do, normally as a data scientist, as well. So yeah, well done, Bayonle. I think you did a very, very brilliant presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. So for some of you that joined our session for the first time, Sean is one of our coaches at Amdari, and he is one of our amazing data scientists. So I think Bayonle is one of is the team lead to Bayonle. So one of business why is here and is able to clarify. So Bayonle, I just want to ask a quick question. Yeah,
Okay.
very very important, right? I think it's important to whoever is essentially going to be taking charge of whoever is going to be coming into the Amdari program. How
Okay.
does what you have done here, how does it impact you actually getting a job, right? So if you were to present this to a recruiter and say, oh, this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did, what would ideally convince a recruiter from this project to hire you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for that question. First, I like to point out that since I've been with Amdari and with what I've learned so far, I can categorically tell you that my confidence level is quite over the roof. And like I said earlier on, what I never thought I could do, and with the coaches and the coaching staffs and people with how they've taken us, holding us by the hand, show us all the way. They've made the job much more easier for us to do. And back to your question, um, one thing I would say is that um, when it comes to this particular project, um, the first thing is that it addresses the need of the pathologist, exactly what the pathologist, and looking at what I initially itemized earlier on, and it mitigates all the challenges. Like talking about the fatigue related errors, this will automatically, you could even see that it goes further ahead to talk about the confidence level of what it is predicting. So it shows how sure and how well the model is doing. And these are some of the things we are all humans. So it is quite easy for any pathologist to get overwhelmed with whatever task they have on their table or whatever task they have at the moment at the time of their examination. So with this model, it could take all this pressure away and makes their job. So it adds more values to the healthcare industry. Let me put it that way. I don't know whether that answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
So
It
the
does.
basic thing is adding values to. That's what we're here. That's what we're here.
All right, thank you so much. Bayonle. That was really an insightful session, and it's really a pleasure to have you here. Hopefully, we can have you some other time again very soon, maybe next year.
Thank you. All right.
All right,
Absolutely, yes.
thank you so much. So for us to, as we are winding down, let me speak a little bit about Amdari, and then we can, there's an offer at the end of this session that you do not actually want to miss, and I'm really, really hoping that, what's it called? Many people on this call will stay at the end of the session. have a and have a really good time. I promise to round up in the next 15 to 30 minutes, just going through, what Amdari does once again, like that. So I'll share my screen now. So please confirm you can see my screen. All right. So how do you gain the real world experience at Amdari that Bayonle just... Hi, Sean, you have a...
Yeah, sorry, I was going to address the questions on the chat briefly just before you continue. Like,
Oh, there's a question on the chat. I
Yeah.
don't see that.
Yeah, so the first one, Ransom asks, please, are you going to show us the 5 portfolio projects we need on our portfolio as a data scientist? So that was basically what we did yesterday. So the recording is still available. So I want to also clarify that it's not as if those 5 projects are the magic, right? There are a lot of things you can do in this field. But what I was trying to present was the way you can structure your project in a way that will make you stand out. So it's not the projects per se, it's more about how you structure it, how you communicate the business value, like our consultant just did just now, right? He did a brilliant job in communicating the business value and also being able to deploy it into a working environment. So those are the key things in the project. So it's not the name of the project per se, it's more about how we structured end to end and how you communicate the business value. So that was the main point of that session yesterday. Then, okay, the last question was, were you a data engineer before joining Amdari? So I think that question is for Bayonle. I don't know if you want to answer that. They asked if you were a data engineer before you joined Amdari.
No, no, I've never even worked on data, though I've worked on quite I'm more used to... I worked on computer related projects, but I've never handled anything related to data before. And no, I haven't done anything related to data before. But like I said, once you come into the program, you get easily exposed to some of these things. And the way the program is being structured has really helped me a lot. And not only me, because we have a group that will all come together. And this set of guys also in front of the same. So going back to the question, I haven't done anything related to the data before, but since I've done series of work on different projects that I can boldly say, if I see any data now, I will be able to deploy what I've learned so far.
Thank you, Bayonle, for that. And just to run some check, just to answer your question again, the recording of last night's session that has to do with portfolios and projects, 5 portfolio projects, is on our YouTube channel. Just search for our YouTube channel, Amdari, and you'll be able to see, the project. You'll be able to see it there. So there's a question that says, are these projects only for data science? No. If the project cuts across different of our internship, but I'm going to speak about them in a couple of seconds now. But just stay with me so that you can know the projects that we handle. So, like I was saying the other time, how do we then gain this real world experience that what's it called? That's just been presented to you now. How do you do this? Just tell me. Bayonle is a data science consultant. He's one of those people that signed up for our internship program, and through you can see the value, the expertise of work that he has done on one project alone. And there's going to be 4 or 5 projects for him to be able to do before his internship comes to an end. And this is somebody that hasn't done anything that has to do with data analysis, data science previously, and was able to fast track this. And there are many people in our internship program that can easily do this. This is a testament to the fact that not every Not everybody that is sending an application with people with you are on the same level or on the same bandwidth. We have been able to discover what is working, and we are taking our interns and consultants through this rigorous process so that they can know what institutions within the UK, companies within the UK, within Canada and the United States of America are demanding from us, from you, in order for you to be able to get hired. So, how do you gain this reward experience? Like I said the other time, Amdari is a platform that helps tech novices, uh, people who are just beginning in tech. I mean, since you've gained some experience, maybe by theoretical experience, you have an idea about data analysis, data science, data engineering, business analysis, cyber security, that's the SOC, ethical hacking, GRC, and projects management. You have some level of theoretical knowledge. You get taking course on Coursera. You've attended a boot camp, a beginner boot camp. You've watched some YouTube videos. You are no longer a novice, but it has been a struggle for you to be able to even get any real work experience in this field because many of these fields are very, very difficult for you to break in. So, if they are difficult for you to break in, how do you then break in? You break in through internship. You intern with a company like Amdari that gives you access to real life projects that people have worked on, organizational problems that has been a sort of a bone in the throat for many organizations, and they were able to figure it out in some sort of way. We are going to take you through that process of you figuring it out or you working on it by yourself, step by step. That is how our internship program works. So, what do you get with the Amdari internship program? You get a total rebranding through what? Project-based experience plus employability skills that you will not find anywhere with any coaching institute or any company, right? When we talk about project-based experience, what are we talking about? We mean you get access to 10 real industry-based projects. Can you begin to imagine presenting 10 projects or during an interview? Like, oh wow, 10 projects like the project that has been presented to you. No, it's not going to be the same project. It's going to be across different kind of different niches, different institutions, and so on and so forth, like that, in order for you to sound like a very competent expert in your field. But now begin to imagine the technical competency that you're going to show in any interview that you get into as a what, as a global thought leader or a leader in the field. It's going to get you hired. You're going to get that, oh, this is the person we are looking for. As soon as you land into that your interview, you have multiple industry experience. You have access to different kinds of technology. Can you see the amazing technology that our data science consultant just presented on this particular call? Do you understand me? And you have an increased confidence for future roles. Every time we have invited an intern on this project showcase, you can go to our YouTube channel. You see the way they present their technical expertise without any fuse. They take you through things step by step. They take you how they've done it in a way that when they land an interview, when they get into an elevator and they have their elevator pitch, right? They are able to definitely be confident enough to ace that interview. Do you understand what I mean? So you also get to
having a shared vision, sense of humor, good.
I think I need to.
Having a shared vision, respect, good. Yeah, and I think all what you
All right, apologies about that. So you also get to work with constructional teams. So say for example, under the data science project, or there's some project that you're going to do in projects management and across all on it, you get to work with other members of teams. So a data science can work with a cybersecurity analyst. The cybersecurity analyst can work on a project with a project manager or with a what's it called, of the data analyst. So it's not a case of you get into an interview and they ask, give us an example of having worked with a cross-functional team, and you're totally lost. You also get multiple role experience. You work with a team and you have project collaboration, and you also have access to network opportunities. Look at someone like Sean. Sean is not based in Nigeria, and is, do you understand me? He's somebody that is using his data science, to make money all around the world. Those are the kind of people you have networking with. Also, what's it called? There are different people within your team that have access to global opportunities just by the virtue of them joining this program. You also get to meet those kind of people that what was it called? You can get access, you make friends with them. The good thing about the program is that many of the people that are going to be joining the program are going on the same journey as you are. You also have mentors too who can see how outstanding that you are and refer you and recommend you for jobs. It's all part of networking opportunities. Now you also become a thought leader on LinkedIn. You become a thought leader in conversations that has to do with data science, cybersecurity, project management, and so on and so forth, like that. So in addition, you also get employability skills, CV revamp. My word, if you know how game changer your CV is. Like, recruiters scan your CV in 3 seconds. They do not have the time to go through step by step. And many people don't even know what to put there in order to attract a recruiter from the beginning. So what I'm going to say is we offer CV revamp, and this is not a just, oh, we come and we collect your CV and we revamp it for you. No, you get to learn how to do it all by yourself too, apart from us doing it for you. You also get to have LinkedIn optimization. We help you optimize your LinkedIn because recruiters are out there and hunting people. And when you are not visible, people, they don't get to see you. Imagine if I was going to ask people to share their screen and show me their LinkedIn. Many people here are going to be data analysts, data scientists, and some of these things are not even visible on their LinkedIn. Or they just put something like data analysis on their LinkedIn when they should have things like, helping companies reduce this and this through this and this, your job reference. Like, there's a way you do it that just makes you stand out among people, that makes LinkedIn starts recommending your page to recruiters. You also get one-on-one mentorship. Like I said, we have mentors. You have access to career coaching. You have access to interview preparation. During your program, you can start applying for jobs, and many of our interns start getting interviews while they are still in the internship program. So they get to have sit them down, we prepare them for the interview, educate them on how to go about it. These are most likely questions. This is how you should answer them in a more professional and fabulous way. We also give you job reference letter. That is a testimonial on our YouTube channel where the lady that got the job said she was in the final stage, and the interviewer said, wow, you must have really done a great job where you were working, that is Amdari, because you were stuck on who to hire between you and the other lady. But when your reference letter came in, it was so amazing. We just realized you were the one that we wanted. So, reference, we provide the reference letter, and also we provide on the job support. What does this mean? It means that even after you've gotten a job, we still provide you support on the job. All right, thank you. So these are some of the success stories that we have at Amdari. So this is Francis Afua. We'll put their LinkedIn here just in case you want to send them a message on LinkedIn. He was a project management consultant at Amdari. He also interned with us, and he was able to get a job at Deloitte as a project manager. You can, what's it called? You can check out Francis. You can check out Francis on LinkedIn. You can also check out his, what's it called, testimonial. I'll play you some of our testimonials just before we round up tonight. And also, this is Dora, she got an offer as a compliance analyst in the UK doing the work experience program. Larry also got a job as a business analyst in the UK doing the work experience program. We have many success stories. Feisayo got a job as a data scientist in the UK, also doing our work experience. This was not after, it was during the program. Damilola also landed a senior role in procurement in the UK before the completion of her internship. So, many testimonies are here. Jerry here got a job as a data analyst in the civil service in the UK, and it's a level promotion too. So many people are getting jobs through our program. Yes, Vivian, she joined our data science program and she completed her training in May, and in June she got a data science job working remotely in France. And she also got another job as an associate manager, data and business analyst in the UK. She's doing two jobs. And the very good thing is that these jobs can enable them to travel anywhere, carry their laptop, and be in Dubai today, Paris tomorrow, and still be working full time. Right. So, what's next? Let me play you some of our testimonials just for you to be able to see what people are saying about Amdari. So this is Francis, like I mentioned the other time. Francis got a job as a project management consultant. Let's just listen to Francis and maybe one other person.
Like you've been able to achieve one of the major reasons, one of the major goals that made you sign up, which is landing a job, and you've been able to land a job with Deloitte, a project management role with Deloitte. So congratulations once again, Mr. Francis. Yeah, so before Amdari, what was the biggest challenge you faced in your job search, especially breaking into tech and landing that first role?
Let me go by your question structure. First and foremost, before Amdari, it majored my quest for upskilling on academics, and so within that period, I was really not interested in getting the hands-on until that has been completed. So I wouldn't really, say I had much of a challenge, but rather an upskilling purpose and intentions. And that's the reason why I decided to join Amdari, because I needed to have a feel of a good hands-on experience and exposure as well. Just getting myself ready for the industry challenge and trends. The interning experience has been very excellent. Joining the team gave me a chance to work with the teammates, cross-functional teams, as we would always call it, on real business problems. And honestly, it was not just managing.
Thank you. Let me play someone else's testimony. I like Anita's testimony. She got a job as a business analyst in the UK.
So, I mean, you got a job offer just a few months, I think about 2 months into the program. So, how does that feel? You got a business analyst role. So, how does that feel?
Yeah, feels feels exciting. Yeah, feels exciting.
Yeah. Ace your interview.
So I would say being in the shoes of a consultant actually helped because you're solving business cases, you're preparing the documentation. So having deeper experiences or having first-hand deeper experiences into creating all the business requirement documentations, using all of those tools, going deeper into business analysis itself was a good one for me. So it just helped prepare me for whatever interview was coming.
Awesome. So, what would you say the reaction of the recruiters was like during
Please
the
listen to
interview
this
process?
part.
You ended up landing in senior business analyst role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was the reaction like when they saw the quality of the project, or even from you talking about the projects you worked on? What was their reaction like as a result of what you built, the experience you gained, and what you could do?
I could only see a reaction of, okay, this is the girl we are looking for. This is the person we want to work with, right? And that was because having had experience working with those processes as a consultant in Amdari.
Let me just play one more for you, and then would.
I'm David Ding. I graduated from Northwestern University and I've been a software engineer for 4 years. With traditional software development,
Congratulations on landing the job as a project manager.
It feels very good, and I feel very happy and elated to see that the hard work that I put into the program paid off eventually. I know coming from background in aviation and then also going into project management, I wanted something more structured, something that I could work with, something that I can build my career on. And then that was why I actually decided to do the project management. I know I've been in planning. I've been doing it using experience basically and what I could learn on the job. So it wasn't very structured. So I wanted a situation whereby I would get a structured learning tailored to a particular profession. And then that was what I got coming into Amdari. It's been a rewarding experience for me.
Amazing, amazing. So what specific aspect of the, internship really helped you to ace your interview? Gave you the confidence to also ace your interview?
It's all encompassing basically, because I know even before I came into Amdari doing my internship, I know I started off with Udemy, trying to do project management with them and everything, but it was like they were speaking Spanish to me because it was more like theory. I couldn't really understand, but then coming into practical aspect, you know,
So, everyone, we have listened to what some of these consultants have to say that have worked, people who have gotten a job through the Amdari program. Now you know, and there are so many more on our YouTube channel. Like, I can't begin to play everything for you tonight. There are a lot and lot of them on our YouTube channel that you can watch in your free time. And you can also go through, you know, you can go to their LinkedIn, just go and see. Many of them have Amdari on their, what's it called? They have Amdari as their work experience as consultant there. Just go to our YouTube channel, see the testimonial, go and look for them on LinkedIn, send them a message about their experience and everything like that, just to know what you're signing up for. But trust me, you are already in the right hands here. You don't need much. Do you get what I'm saying? So when is our next course starting? Our next course starting January 10. January 10 next year. So this is what you are signing up for. I'm going to be taking questions shortly. So just give me a couple of minutes, and I'll be getting to your question. I see some questions in the comments, right? So what are you going to be? What is the commitment that you need to make in order for you to be able to benefit what others have been benefiting? This is the commitment that could change everything that has to do with how you are looking for a job or you getting a job in the UK, US, and Canadian markets. You get to pay for a 3 month program and you get a 1 month free at £310, right? And we have flexible payments of £103, £103, and £103. That's 3 times. So you can pay £103 over the next 3 months if you sign up for our program, right? And what are you getting again? CV and LinkedIn makeover, interview mastery preparation, exclusive remote job access. We have our own job access. There are a lot of jobs that are not on LinkedIn, that are not on Indeed, that are not on your normal, what's it called, job portals. They are on paid platforms, and we've subscribed to these paid platforms, and we are putting this job for our own interns on our own platform, and they have access to it. They are applying. You also have a personal portfolio website where you can showcase the projects that you've worked on. So it's not a case scenario you're jumping into an interview and they start asking you, oh, what can you show? Give us an example of a project you worked on, a portfolio. You can easily share your screen. There's your website that is there for you, and you can easily show, pick out some of the projects that you worked on at Amdari and present it to them. It's your personal portfolio website that you have access to for life. We also get an international work reference letter. In case you don't know, Amdari is a Canada and a UK-based company. So we get an international work reference letter that can enable you to get a job. You also have access to mentorship session every Thursday from an industry expert. Like I said, you get access to people who have walked the journey that you are about to walk or you're currently trying to walk. And you have access to career coaching session where you are coached thoroughly. So as you have listened to some of the testimonials, right, you need to realize that these you need to take that bold step. Let me just put it that way. It's a step that changes a lot for you over the next 3-4 months, and you begin to see the reward. Like say for example, you have someone like Bayonle who is an Amdari consultant, and you can begin to see the what was it called? We can begin to see the way he has spoken about the Amdari program thoroughly, that this is a life-changing thing for him. And you can see many of the people that have gotten the job. You see the way interviewers are, the perception interviewers have about them when they present their project or when they are speaking. The perception is different with Amdari. Do you get? We've had schools across the UK reach out to us that they want to partner with us, or they want to send their interns here and so on and so forth like that, and that we are considering as part of our strategy for 2026. So we are going to be partnering with schools and communities in the UK. That is the impact that our interns are showing in workplaces, in classrooms. There are people doing their master's program that are in our program. So they are when they are in classroom and speaking, they are on a different level because they want to do their internship at Amdari during what's it called? Maybe during school. And when they go back to classrooms, they're on a different kind of, you know, let me use the slang. They're on a different vibe. You understand? And on an higher vibe. That's how it is. So like I mentioned, 300. I'm going to paste the payment link in the comment section. Now I will take your questions and answer to. I'll check the comments first, then I will unmute. We unmute the chat so that you can ask your question. So let me start from Adeni said, do I need some kind of work experience to join the Amdari program? No, you don't need any kind of work experience in order for you to join the Amdari program. The only thing you need is you need to have taken some course at least. You need to have some knowledge about the program that you're signing up for. So Amdari program is not what's it called, where we start teaching you what is business analysis, what does a business analyst does, what's the data science, what does the data science. It is like it is a real work experience. You come in and you hit the ground running almost instantly. What do I mean? Like you start working on projects, you have your coaches telling you this is how you do it, this is what you do, and everything. But that can only happen if you have some level of foundational knowledge about program. We don't need you to be an expert. We don't need you to be a guru. We don't need you to have 5 years of experience. We just need to have some level of knowledge or idea about what the program you are signing up for. Some level of knowledge about data sciences, data analysis, and so on and so forth like that. So that is pretty much it. So hi Jadav, are you still here? You said you're struggling to get a job in the UK as you don't have experience to show during interview. I would strongly suggest that you join our next cohort, because if you are struggling at an interview. Hi Sean, I think I saw your message you drop on the group. And also Gadav, if you can drop your email address so that you can be reached out to by one of our teams. I saw you raise up your hand now, Gadav. Do you want to speak?
Hi. Yeah, I think I do have some research experience.
Okay.
I moved like 3 years ago to UK from Europe. I did my PhD in Europe.
Okay.
and since then I was doing some supply teaching, but I would like to move to my main core industry, which is the life sciences. So I have the PhD. So I was kind of struggling to showcase my work experience during the interview. I got few interviews based on my education qualification, but I think they kind of look some kind of experience working in project or product. So I was interested in product management, but I think it's most of the product is also project related. So I can also start with the project and move future in the product. So this is where I am actually struggling with. So I just thought maybe working with Amdari might be an opportunity for me to showcase some experience rather than internship, any freelancing or anything. Would you be able to consider so that I can show some experience I did like freelance work or something like that?
Oh, all right, thank you. So I was just made aware that you are currently in our 1 week internship going at the moment, like you joined.
One week internship, sorry.
You know, we are currently doing a 1 week internship challenge,
Yeah.
but you're part of the participants, right?
No, I am not. Sorry.
Oh, you're not. Okay. All right, no problem. All right, thank you for that. Sean, do you want to say something to Yadav? You have your hands raised.
Yeah, so I was going to mention because I saw a question in the chat regarding AI telemedicine. So I was going to say if he could drop his email, one of our specialists will talk to him because we did a project recently on dosage, optimal dosage, right? So what you said is something that I can resonate with. Yeah, personally, I'm doing my postgraduate as well in Europe, in Finland. So I've been in situations where you take some of these courses, even in these European countries, that you think the standard of education is very good, but it's always surface level, right? So it's a very, very huge difference between classroom and the job market. It's actually very crazy, right? So the real thing that really does separate you is just your experience, right? Once there's a level of experience on your CV, like actual project experience, and communicate it, it's going to set you apart. The fact that you already have a PhD, you're in the top, probably 10%. Once you add experience to it, in the top 1%, right? So for me personally, that is just the missing piece for you. You've climbed the ladder of the full academic achievements that you can, right? So you just add work experience or actual project experience, and you'll be good to go. So if you can drop your mail, okay, yeah, you drop it. So one of our specialists will reach out to you regarding some of the AI health projects that we've done. There was one recently on dosage optimization, right? It was a very interesting one, so you can communicate with that with you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Hi, Omobola, you have a question?
Yes, good evening. So,
Hi, good evening.
my question is, I've been at work, so I just got a little break now, so I really couldn't listen into every part of the conversation. But I'd like to find out, is it just the internship, or is there like a training session before the internship and all of that?
All right, so you have access to, but let me ask you a question, Omobola. Have you taken any course?
Yes, I've done previously done boot camps in business analysis and project management. So, but
Oh,
at the moment, I'd like to focus on project management.
so that means you've not done anything that's to do with business analysis in a while, right?
No, 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 no. I
All
haven't.
right, so we have, before you sign up for the program, we have a refresher course aspect of on our website, so you get access instantly to that as soon as you sign up for our program, where you can take a business analysis course just to serve as a refresher for you. For that, like I said, is also
Project management. It's project
oh,
management
project
as well.
management. Oh yes, whether project management, cyber security. There is a refresher course on our website that you can take as soon as you sign up for it, and that will serve as a refresher for you. And then before we throw you into the thick of things on January 10th.
Okay, thank you. I'll take a look at the website.
Yeah, but it's not available. It's not like it's not available to outsiders. It's available to people who sign up, like who pay for the program.
Okay, so is that included in the written?
Is that yes, it's included in the 310.
Okay.
All
So
right.
okay, so how does it, sorry to take your time. So how does it work? Do I go sign up then?
No,
Somebody will reach out to me or I have to specify?
I put the payment link in the comments section. So when you sign up, you upload your what's it called? You sign up, you upload your payment information and so on and so forth. You follow the payment link. It's very simple, straightforward. You fill the form. Let me see if I can share my screen for you to see. And also, very important detail that I need to mention. If you've joined any of our sessions previously, and I'm talking about 3 4 months, what was it called, 2 3 months ago, you realize that we're on a discount. So £310 is not our usual pricing. Our usual pricing is £500. So we are currently doing our Christmas discount, which is why it is £310. And I'm sure that as soon as December ends, and we are closing for the year on December 20, so you may really not have somebody to speak to after December 20. As soon as December ends, it's going to go back to £500. So I'm going to recommend highly that make some commitments. The first 103, pay it now. Start taking your courses on our platform just to refresh your brain, and then January 10, you get into the thick of things. Apologies, I was trying to show you the payments link, but unfortunately, I don't know why my network is slow like this. Usually not like this. So basically, you see when you jump on, when you see the payment link, you're going to see where you can make. You are going to see you're going to select the project you want to take on. Project management. Select the project management. Takes you to, you can switch to whatever currency you want to pay in, and then it prompts you to fill the form, and then you fill the form, you submit your payments, with proof of payments there, and then you get access to the website where you can start taking your courses. You get an email too ahead of when the course resumes. And you can always send an email if there's anything that is wrong. You can always send an email to finance@amdari.io if you have any questions. Mola, do you get that? Let me post the comment. Let me put the email
Yes,
here.
yes. I think it.
Yeah, so you are in the group, right? One of our groups.
I mean the I think announcement group and let me just confirm.
All right, so you can always message the admin of that group too in case you have any
Okay.
questions or you need to reach out and so on and so forth. They usually post links for you to book a clarity session too in case you have further questions specifically for you. Clarity session is usually much more of a closed group than a big session like that. So you can always book a clarity session with us too. All right, thank you. Hi, Nkwe. You're muted if you're trying to say something. Hello, Nkwe, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was me you were talking to. I thought you were still talking to the lady.
No.
I just have a simple question, right? The lady basically asked what I wanted to ask regarding the if it's beginner friendly. I was one that asked earlier if it's beginner friendly. Do I necessarily need to have a grounded knowledge on a particular, let's say for example, project management before I go into it? Now, you mentioned that you have to sign up first of all before you can be able to get access to the materials. Now, say for example, now I am not ready because I've committed to something. I'm working on a particular project in my office now, and I wouldn't uh, be able to do the course now, right? And since it has to do with making a commitment, is there any roadmap? Can someone get a roadmap? Say for example, now I want to go into cybersecurity, right? Um, is there any particular roadmap that you can offer that I can do the trainings. Then whenever I'm ready, I can be able to come because I can't be able to do anything now or pick up any course now till say for example end of February or March. So I'm just asking if there is any roadmap aside signing up and go getting the documentation to wherever your knowledge base.
All right. So for say for example for cybersecurity is a very wide field. Do you know what parts of cybersecurity you want to first of all, major in? Because we have SOC analysts, we have GRC, like it's wide. You already know where you want to be based. Yeah, mute already.
No, I don't have an idea. I currently work as a cloud engineer, so I'm trying to venture into cybersecurity. So I don't know anything about it for now.
All right. Okay. Can you drop me your email address? I'll pass it to our cybersecurity lead. She'll send you an email. Probably you guys can book a meeting or exchange phone numbers so she can reach out to you to give you some insights. But like you can to answer your questions more thoroughly, you can make payments now and notify that you want to sign up for the February. It's a February course that you want to start with. You understand me? Because you have some commitments that you're currently handling at the moment. But if you need, like I mentioned,
Okay, sure, that works for me as well. So I'm going to drop my email with you then, and then I can reach out to you if I have any other questions. But yeah, that works for me as well. So if I can be able to make the payments now and start whenever I'm done with my projects, probably if there's a call in March or after February, like I can be, I'm free to join. I'll reach out to you after the call. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Please drop your email address and she'll reach out. All right. Do I have any other question? Any other question, observation?